Into it. We got Sky News investigates Sweden's deadly gang war. Let's get into it, see what it's hitting for.
Sweden has a problem. Gangs with guns have unleashed terror on the streets. So how do you stop them and bring back the peace?
In Sweden, police have seized a lethal stash.
These are some of the weapons that you've confiscated.
Yes.
This is just a small sample of the deadly arsenal taken off the streets.
We have automatic weapons, we have semi-automatic weapons, we have 3D weapons printed.
Weapons from former wars are among those used by gangs in their urban battle. A battle where children become killers.
Some of these weapons are pretty serious. This has got a silencer on it. How young could someone be who's using this in a gang?
We're talking about very, very young people who could be 13, 14, 15 years old. During September and October month, almost every day in some district or some sector, we had shootouts, injured people, killed people, and during that period also, exactly like in war.
And Sweden's child foot soldiers are not only armed with guns. Explosives use has rocketed as gangs target rivals. Violence began.
Yo, what? They got bombs getting let off? Yo. Nah, hold on, man. That is insane. Bombs are getting let off in Sweden? Bro. What?
Spiraling in 2022, giving Sweden the highest gun murder rate in the EU. More than 360 gang-related shootings were recorded in 2023, 53 of them fatal. And recruiting a hitman can be as easy as posting an online ad.
This is an example of a chat with gangs, an advert really, a job
Yes,
advert. So what
yes.
does it say?
Killings, one rabbit, 100,000 euros. That means 1 million Swedish crowns. There are 3 different persons. You will get information about them and you have to put them out, all 3 of them.
So anyone of any age could say, I'll do that for £1 million, and then have to go and shoot someone.
Yes.
To find out what's feeding the gangs, we've come to Gottsunda, a neighbourhood where crime and poverty are high. On the corner of high-rise flats, police hang their cameras, keeping watch over an area they say is a hotspot for gangsters. And it doesn't take long to find one.
You could say I've done almost everything, from weapons offences to drugs crime.
You talk to the cops? You talk to the news? Yo, whoever is a part of his gang, get him out of there, bro. How are you on the news, bro?
Hotspot for gangsters. And it doesn't take long to find one.
You could say I've done almost everything, from weapons offences to drugs crime.
They're about to catch him right now from his eyeballs, right here. They're going to facial recognition his eyeballs, throw it through the database, and find this dude immediately.
What sort of violence have you seen being part of a gang?
I've seen people getting shot, I've seen people die, people getting hurt, mothers crying in despair. I've seen almost everything, but there's nothing you can do about it.
A child of migrant parents, by age 9, Adam was already moving drugs for gangs. He's been jailed 5 times. His name and voice have been changed.
How do they recruit people?
In many different ways. For example, in schools or preschools, out on the street, the people who want to make money are often children. Before, if you were going to kill someone, you got 1 million kroner, around 75 grand. But now the prices are so low that everyone kills. So now it's 100,000 kroner for one person.
Have you ever hurt people for money?
I've done some of those things, yeah.
This is an example.
You gonna admit it? Bro. As much, bro. Oh my god, bro.
Have you ever hurt people for money?
I've done some
Oh, shout out to Hug Gloves, man. He got the Hug Glove stuff on. That's I know that sign anywhere. That's Hug
of those
Gloves.
things, yeah.
This is an example of how deadly gang life can be. Here, gangsters chase down their rivals, shooting numerous bullets into the car. This time, the victims survived. But Adam knows drug turf wars and jealousy can turn friends into enemies.
Has anyone ever come for you?
Yes, last time was 1 week ago.
1 week ago.
Yeah. They came to my gate, but the boys were there and caught them.
They were going to shoot you.
Yeah, but they didn't succeed. I know who's behind it, but they're done. They're not here anymore.
That's what bro. That's what, bro. What I'm saying is, bro, like, how does he think like talking to the news about this was not gonna get him in trouble, bro? You just admitted to a whole bunch of things that you seen, saw, and all this stuff, bro. Only thing the cops are gonna do is just take the eyes on in that picture frame, put it through a database, try to connect those eyes to someone who in the database. Obviously, he's in there because he's been arrested 5 times, and they gonna bring this dude in.
While gang violence used to be contained to hotspots, it's now bubbling over. In autumn, the government triggered emergency measures including military support for the police. But with more than 60,000 people thought to be connected to organised crime, the violence can break out without warning. As we soon found out.
So we've just got reports that an explosion has happened. So we're going to head to the north of Stockholm and find out what's going on.
Someone left explosives outside this block of apartments just before midnight. Residents were woken by a blast they said sounded like an earthquake.
Wow.
That's the neighbor's windows.
Wow. So that's all been blown in.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And the floor above as well.
Yeah, and there, and one of my friends and their family lives there.
So that must have
So,
been
yeah,
deafening when it went off
yeah.
for you, because you're just next door.
Yeah, like
So close to where you
so
live.
close. Like,
Charlotte and her children were asleep in the neighbouring flat when it's thought gangs brought a bomb to the door.
my son is at his friend's house right now.
Is he affected? I mean, is he scared?
Yeah, he's scared.
What's he doing?
He told me it's gonna take a while before I will sleep in my room again.
Neighbours come out to discuss the damage. Amazingly, no one was hurt.
The door is put out.
Yeah, so this is a temporary.
Yeah.
I didn't see those cracks there, but I can see them now.
Gangs have left people feeling afraid to go out and unsafe staying in.
This is where the bombs come in, blown that off, cracked all this, all along there, the ceiling's coming down.
Bro, they was trying to kill whoever was in there, bro. Whatever op they had that day to get, they wanted him gone. They didn't care what building he was in. They said, bro, we tearing this whole thing down, bro. And luckily the structure was good enough to hold it still. Nobody was injured. Just a couple windows broke and a couple door that can be replaced. No, like it, bro. It's insane, bro. Like that's real third world like problems, bro. To take a bomb, buy a bomb, and then decide that it's like you're just gonna throw it in the apartment complex that you know your op lives in. Like that's, bro. It's just insane.
That door's showing pock marks of all the impact. The tile's gone, and even up to the higher levels, the damage is felt.
While gang violence is spreading, is deprived migrant communities still bearing the brunt of the killings?
It was an explosion, shooting.
All the time?
All the time.
Liban began a night watch after his 19-year-old son was gunned down. Hanad Liban wasn't part of a gang. At one point it said a murder was happening here every week.
Someone was killed in the pizza place.
Yeah.
Behind the back of the flats,
Yeah.
at the school.
Yes.
It's a lot of young men to die here.
Yes.
Sweden's past pro-immigration.
Man, rest in peace to everybody who's passed away from any crime and any shooting related anything. Bro, rest in peace to everybody in the world that's died from any type of things, bro.
Stance led to an influx of asylum seekers, but a lack of integration and opportunities left many isolated. And suburbs like this became fertile recruitment grounds for gangs. Now Liban and other parents patrol the streets to stop other kids getting shot.
So Liban's just been telling me how brazen some of these gangs are. At one point here, someone was actually shot outside the police station. He said,
Bro, it's just like it's so hard because you see like everybody like trying to support themselves, support their family, support the kids in the community. But it's like at the same time, bro, like at the same time, who's saying one of these kids or one of these adults won't hit them, bro? Like let's really think about this. Like chat, let's really think about this though. Like what's stopping them from like really like I'm really trying to think like what's really stopping them from harming these people that are patrolling the streets. Like a 15-year-old boy, 16-year-old boy is not gonna care, you know what I mean, that he just shot some dad that seen him do a crime. You feel what I mean? Like, and they need like, especially if it's a crime that you need to get away with. So it's like these people really gonna like really risk their lives to protect the community and protect the kids in the community that want to actually do better and live lives. And then it's like they put themselves in the front line when it should be the cops be on the front line because like obviously you tell they're not walking around with no gun, no flashlight, no nothing. Like they just outside making sure the kids and safety. They basically what they're saying is that if they see a kid, they know a kid might go into harm's way, they're gonna try to talk to this kid. Like what's saying this kid is not gonna do something like, and that's what like really like kind of gets me down right now because like you see a mom and you see a dad like, you know what I mean, trying to do better for their community because they lost their son. And they, I mean, this is the only true hope that they kind of have is to make sure the community, you know what I mean, gets better because they don't want to see someone else lose their son. But it's like at the same time, like, it's just like, I don't want to see them try to protect their community so much and then they end up losing their life because they seen something that they weren't supposed to see. You feel what I'm saying? Like they seen something go down in the streets and then now that person feels like they gotta take one of them out or both of them out because of the fact that they seen what they saw. And then that's what really gets me right now, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That's what really is getting to me right now. Is like these two, you know what I mean, older people are putting their lives on the front line to stop the crime and epidemic that's going on in Sweden in their community, where it should be the cops, bro. Like the cops should be doing this. Like the cops should be walking around these areas with their guns, making sure that, you know what I mean? Like they shouldn't be the ones doing this, bro.
The streets to stop other kids getting shot.
so Liban's just been telling me how brazen some of these gangs are. At one point here, someone was actually shot outside the police station. He said they simply do not care. They feel almost...
You see what I'm saying? Like they don't care, chat. They just don't care. They just don't care. Bro got shot outside a police station. They don't care, bro. If they willing to shoot someone leaving the police station or outside while you're entering anything like that, bro, then they don't care about any civilian life, bro. They don't.
invincible.
Many here feel abandoned, terrified by the gangs, but marginalised by the authorities. The government wants tougher punishments, but Liban says it's better opportunities that will keep people out of crime. These 18, 19 and 20-year-olds are easy to recruit, but they don't have jobs, he tells me. They have nothing to do, they sit at home, work is hard to get, but on the other hand, they can make quick cash.
Sweden has totally failed with integration.
I'm on patrol with Police Superintendent Daniel Larsson in Uppsala, a place on the front line of the fight against gangs. He agrees failed integrations fed the problem, but says it's poverty, not ethnicity, that pushes people into crime.
What is it that makes the gangs attractive to these young kids?
Fast money. It's easier to store narcotics or store weapons or maybe make an explosion than study and get a decent job.
But untrained killers make mistakes. A security guard died when a teenager missed his mark in this busy gym. War weapons heighten the risk.
We have murders, we have shootings, we have hand grenades attacks. If you get a handgun, you can get 3 hand grenades for free. And Sweden is the second.
What? Hold on.
If you get a handgun, you can get 3 hand grenades for free.
If I get a handgun, you telling me if I buy a Beretta, a Glock, a Taurus, a 38, whatever, you telling me the plug is gonna give me 3 hand grenades added to it? So I'm getting 3 hand grenades for free on top of me just buying this gun? Bro, like obviously the plug is giving them away for free because of the fact like he don't want to get caught with them. And then like, yo, y'all dudes like, man. Bro, I'm sorry about that, bro. I'm sorry that you live that close to the areas where they're willing to let off a bomb near your crib or in the area of your crib, bro. I'm sorry about that. I really truly am. Because like no one should experience that. No one in a third world country, first world country, second world country, no one in this world should experience being woken up by a bomb. Like, bro, like realistically, like no one in this world should be realistically woken up out of their sleep in their home where they feel comfortable at. Should be waking up by a bomb, bro. A bomb hitting their house, a bomb 2 blocks away, bro. A bomb should not be detonated off to wake someone up anywhere in this world, bro. It just should not be like, it just shouldn't be happening.
And Sweden is the second biggest country of using hand grenades in the world after Mexico.
Gang feuds have
After Mexico, bro. Like that's literally insane, bro. Like no disrespect to Mexico, but for a long time, right? Mexico has been building a country that can be economically great for the world, that can have a great strong house where it's, you know what I mean, like producing foods, clothings, whatever, having manufacturers there. Like they've been doing a lot in the last recent years to build that up. And it's like, bro, you got this country right here, like taking what they've seen across the world and bringing it into their country for like a simple gain. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like obviously in Mexico for a long period of time there were generations of people, yeah, doing it like, you know what I mean? But like obviously you see like this is something that's been happening in, you know what I mean, in the 2010s. Like this just started in the last 20 years. Like this hasn't been going down since the 80s, the 90s, like early 2000s. Like this just started. This Sweden gang war just started in at least 20 years. No, not yeah, at least 20 years. You know what I mean? At least 20 years this gang war in Sweden has been happening, bro. Like it's just I don't even know, man.
fueled the violence here, where rivals.
And then look at these guns, bro. Like look at these guns these dudes is running around with, bro. Like this is, bro, they're in broad day. Like I'm not saying broad daylight, but like they're outside. Everybody can see them. If I drove past right here on this street, this dude right here could probably fire a shot at me, bro. Like this dude right here could probably fire a shot at me, bro. Like, bro, it's insane, bro.
Gang feuds have fueled the violence here, where rivals' families were once off limits. They're now fair game.
And this is the house.
Daniel points out the place where a gang leader's mother was shot, sparking revenge attacks. One night, someone planted a bomb at a rival's relatives. They were out, but an innocent neighbour was killed in her sleep. Daniel shows us what's left.
Wow. So the dynamite was placed here?
Yeah, between the both houses.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
and it's just
The big,
decimated
yeah,
it.
a big blast.
2 properties were destroyed. More than 50 others were damaged.
People were afraid, people was crying. So it was a sort of a war scene actually on this place.
Did you ever expect to see that, a war scene in
No,
Sweden?
No, actually I didn't see that coming actually. It's too much. Sweden should be a nice and calm country, but they are not calm anymore.
Do you feel like Sweden is a bit at war with the gangs?
Yes. Yeah,
Who's-
a low impact war.
Who's winning?
We.
Do you think the gangs think that?
No. But we are a bigger gang.
You as a police officer just called yourself a gang?
My father still comes here every day. His mission is that his candle doesn't burn out.
Frida's brother Musa was murdered when he was 19. Shot in a case of mistaken identity, he had no links to gangs.
This is his home now.
He's one of an increasing number of innocent.
That's not his home. His home is in your heart. His home will be in in your father's heart. That's just he's just sleeping right now, all right? And RIP to him.
Victims caught up in this bloody battle.
Och de tar ju den vägen förbi alla 3 portar.
Frida shows us the place Musa was killed. She says the gunman came from the car park, shooting her brother in the back. He died minutes from home. One of his killers was just 15. His age meant he was sentenced to just 4 years.
How can you continue to live with the fact that you have another person's blood on your hands? You took their life. You shattered their families.
This is exactly what I wanted to see. This is exactly what I wanted to see, bro.
Hello, I'm here for Sky News.
I wanted to see you talk to the people that get locked up. Send them to jail.
This is where teenage gang murderers go. I've come to one of 3 high-security juvenile detention facilities. Security's recently been stepped up due to the raging gang violence.
And how many young people are you caring for here?
At the moment, 24.
We're not allowed to film the inmates because of their age. In 2022, around half of the suspects in gun-related murders were 15 to 20-year-olds.
How many of them are in here because of some sort of affiliation with gangs?
A majority.
Gangs deliberately choose teens as they get shorter sentences. One of the worst bombings of 2023 involved a 17-year-old. Around 60 houses were damaged when dynamite was planted at a rival's relative's house. Here, police track the suspects before catching up with the teenager, who's now serving 4 years in jail for attempted murder. While the government's debating adult prison sentences for teenage gang killers, a school at the centre tries to rehabilitate them.
Welcome. Thank you very much. So this is the school.
Despite the challenge, the principal hasn't given up.
I still haven't found a young person who says, I would like to be a criminal.
Can a 15-year-old murderer become a functioning member of society?
Yes, I think so. I have to believe in that. Otherwise, I can't stand here.
But it will take more than belief to stop the flow of gang members filling Sweden's prisons. The government's looking at new plans to combat organised crime, but until they can compete with the cash, status and belonging offered by criminal groups, young people will keep on being recruited.
See, Chad, let's talk about this, right? At the end, obviously, there's got to be people in this world that want to see people do better, right? And that's no just to her, right? But the thing is like, how do you get these kids interested in it, right? Because we all gotta understand, we all went to school, we all hated school, right? So now, how much do you think you're gonna hate school and learning while you're also locked up? Like you're only gonna do it just so you can get out. You feel what I'm saying? And then once you get out, there is no real opportunity for you, right? Because I don't know how it works in Sweden, but I know in America, if you got a certain criminal record, your jobs are very, very, very limited. You feel what I mean? So it's like in Sweden, like they can't just school them and give them a high school diploma and think, all right, cool, like they've been rehabilitated. Like they gotta show these kids, like, all right, you can make money from fixing cars, you can make money from this, you can make money from that. Like it's like it's yeah, bro. It is very sad, bro. Like no country should ever go through this. You know what I mean? No country should ever go through this. Like in America, like we shouldn't be going through this. I say the only decent part in America is that we have a lot of states that have gun laws placed, like for criminals that get caught with gun laws. Like I know in Jersey and New York, like you get caught with a gun, you facing 5 years to 10 years automatically. Like that's just automatically. And depending on if that's your if that's your first charge, like you know what I mean, maybe a couple years, maybe a couple years. But 9 10 10, you're getting 5 to 10, and that's just for the gun. That's just for the gun, and then added on attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, this, that, and the third. Now you're getting, you know what I mean, 10 15 years on top of those charges. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like in certain states, obviously there's rules and regulations put in place for criminals to be, you know what I mean, less gun happy, trigger happy, right? And then there's also a lot of states in America that have gun laws in place for people that want to protect their families. But in countries like this, like in the UK, Sweden, where there is no like law, I guess, set in place for people that want to defend themselves. You know what I mean? Like someone in Sweden can't necessarily may not be able to go get a gun permit or gun license to protect them people inside the house, right? Or protect themselves when they're walking across the street. They might not be able to carry a pocket knife or something like that to protect themselves when they're out and about. You know what I mean? So it's a lot harder for them to feel safe in a country that the gangs are more equipped and are more, you know what I mean, suited up for war than the actual cops. You feel what I mean?